All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final video for your unit review over slope and linear equations. So, what we're going to do on this particular video, according to the directions, is we are going to identify the slope and the y-intercept from the graph, and then we will write an equation in slope-intercept form for the graphed line. So, our first step is to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the value where we cross the y-axis. So on 41, that is happening at positive 8. 8 units above the origin is where that line crosses the y-axis. So our b value is positive 8. As for slope, we do the same thing we did in the earlier video. We're given 2 points. We figure out the rise and the run. So to get from the y-intercept to the next point, we need to go down 3 and we need to go right 1. So our slope, which is rise over run, just like it was in the earlier video, is down 3, right 1. Now if you said up 3 and left 1, you should get the same answer. Because what we end up with there, down 3 is negative and right 1 is positive. A negative divided by a positive is a negative, meaning that the slope is negative 3. So then what we do is we take that and we plug it into y equals mx plus b. That would give us the equation y equals negative 3x plus 8 for our first example. Negative 3 is the slope, 8 is the y-intercept. So y equals negative 3x plus 8. Okay, we're going on to the next example. Again, you can pause the video at any time if I'm going too fast. Okay, so on number 42, again, we need to start by figuring out where we're crossing the y-axis. We are crossing the y-axis at b equals negative 1. Then we need to use rise over run to figure out the slope. Okay, so to get from the y-intercept to the next indicated point, we need to go up 10 and we need to go right 6. So our slope is rise over run, that's up 10 and right 6. That would be a slope of 10 over 6, which would reduce to 5 over 3. So our slope is 5 over 3. And now that I think about it, I don't think I actually wrote that in the box on the last problem. I did not. Okay, so fix that. All right. So our equation is the actual answer here. Y equals mx plus b. So we're going to plug that 5/3 in for m, and we're going to plug negative 1 in for b, which would give us the equation y equals 5/3 times x minus 1. On to the next example. The y-intercept in this case would be negative 6. It's crossing 6 units below the origin. It's crossing the y-axis at the point 0, negative 6, so b is negative 6. Then our slope, rise over run, we need to go down 1 and right 5. So our slope is rise over run, which is down 1, right 5, or negative 1 over 5. That does not reduce, that is our slope, negative 1/5. So y equals mx plus b. Again, I'm keeping this color-coded. We're going to plug those numbers in. Y equals negative 1/5 x minus 6 would be our equation. 2 examples to go, and then we should be completely done with the video explanations for the entire review. Okay, number 44, again, we start with what is the y-intercept. We are crossing at the point b equals negative 4, 4 units below the origin. Our slope is up 4 and right 4. So we would go, okay, slope is rise over run. That is up 4 and then right 4, which would be positive 4 divided by positive 4. Well, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So our slope is 1. Then we write the equation. Y equals mx plus b. Now I haven't actually said it out loud, but if b is negative, that plus b really becomes a minus. So we end up with y equals 1x minus 4. Now if the slope is 1, you don't even have to write that number. It would be just as correct to say 1x minus 4, but you do not have to write the 1. The 1 can be left out. Okay, last example. Our b value is positive 4. For the slope, we need to go up and right. We need to go up 4, and we need to go right 8. Up 4 and right 8 is our rise over our run. Up 4, right 8 is plus 4 over plus 8. Positive divided by a positive is a positive. Then we need to reduce that fraction. 4 over 8. Both of those numbers can be divided by 4, and it can reduce to 1/2. Finally, plug them in to y equals mx plus b, giving us our equation y equals 1/2 x plus 4. All right, folks, at this point, if you've watched all of the videos, you have watched every single question on the review get explained. So just real quickly, I'm going to break down what the test is going to look like. The test will be formatted exactly like this review. What do I mean by that? I mean it will be in the exact same order as the review. It will contain the exact same problem types as the review. And yes, each section will have the color example at the beginning of the section to remind you what you're doing. I will shorten the actual test. This review is 45 questions long. I will shorten it to 30, meaning that I will cut 2 questions off of each section. So there will be 3 questions for each section. All right, folks, good luck tomorrow. Make sure you are prepared. Thank you very much for your time and attention.